Penny Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds.
That is a terrifying man.
Yeah, I'd be very scared.
In these episodes where you feel bad for Locke.
Yeah.
I don't think you need
I always feel bad for Locke.
You're right. Clearly something big is about to
So
happen.
I just freaking out.
I'm Dr. Marvin Candle, and this is the orientation film for Station 3 of the Aqua Initiative. In a moment,
We're gonna need to watch that again.
Best line ever. People use that in Lost all the time now when people's like, you haven't watched Lost? We're going to need to watch that again.
Sort of an anniversary, right?
So yeah, she's the woman that talked to Jack. I actually want to know what happens. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Michael, Kristin, Kevin, and I are here for Season 2, Episode 3 of Lost, The Orientation. So let's talk about this. What do you guys think of The Orientation?
Namaste and good luck.
We're going to need to watch
This-
that again.
This is I forgot how good an episode this was. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, this is ranking high. I think this is the best of the season so far.
I
So
was going to
much
rank it last, actually.
happened. So much happened in this episode. Like, we've got all the stuff going on with them being put in the pit by the others. We have everything going on in the hatch. We got more of Desmond. We got another tragic Locke story because, spoiler alert, guess what? It's getting rated high because every Locke episode is great.
Ugh, I hate that the Locke episodes are always so good. Like,
But it's not,
So
you know
good.
what? It's only because of Terry O'Quinn. I'm not even kidding. I think if they had anybody else play Locke, I think we would have a very different ranking. I don't think it would hit as hard as it does.
that's fair. Yes. No, this is obviously really good. A thing that I like too over these first couple of episodes is watching Jack and Kate and Locke, like all of them going into the hatch, like from their own perspective. So like we see Jack go down and like what's happening and what's going on, and then like we see it from John's perspective, we see it from Kate's perspective, and kind of like all of them in the
Piecing
different
them all together.
yeah, like I think that's really cool and like a really like kind of going along with how Lost always does flashbacks. Like that's like a cool way to like show it all and not show it all linearly. So
Yeah.
that's also a cool thing that I like about these episodes.
Like when I said during the reaction when we have the scene with Desmond with the gun to Locke's head, I said this is the third time we've seen this scene now. Like we have the first episode based on the hatch, and then we have the second episode mostly based on the raft. This is really the first episode of the season where we have, the full cast, and we're following the story across everything rather than this split side of things. So this felt like more of a culmination of things coming together from the season one, how we left off.
Yeah.
I think for me in this episode is like, obviously season one, like once we found out about the hatch, it kind of everything kept leading up to the hatch. Like what's going to happen with this hatch? Are we going to open? Are we going to be able to open it? What's down there? Oh, now it's open. Like, oh my gosh, we want to get down there. Now it's, of course, we're not getting down there. And we have to wait months for this next season. And I think as frustrating as it is, it's like a first time viewer that's not Jake that can easily just watch the next episode. For us, like watching it live, they gave you a little bit where you're like, oh my God, I want to hang on more. I want more. And then they give you a little bit more and you're like, oh my God, just give it to me. Like they were like perfectly like dangling bait in front of you for you to come back repeatedly. And I think that was a brilliant move from Lost.
Oh, and they did that so well too with Ana Lucia, because we know, especially like if you're watching in 2005, because Michelle Rodriguez was like a very big name.
Yeah.
But like we knew that like, oh, that's the girl from the airport. So like,
yeah, Jake said it immediately.
Yeah, like the way that like they toyed with us with that was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I mean, we are led to believe that they're the others until Ana Lucia gets thrown into the pit, and then you're like, wait a minute, hang on a second. This is something interesting.
I'll talk about that more when we get to that in this.
Yeah.
But no, this episode.
I'm curious to see what you think of that one.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this episode. Like more breadcrumbs coming back and just like getting to know what some more stuff means. Getting to know what the Dharma Initiative means a little bit. So very interested to get into this. Do you guys have any facts before we get in?
I do.
Yeah, go for it, Kristin.
Okay, so first of all, the one that we had hidden for so long, but now that we can discuss, there were like a very hidden number, not so in your face number this time. 16 was hidden. The support group had 16 people at it. So these numbers are blatantly in your face when they're saying them, or they're sometimes around, and that was one of those. They were sometimes around. So that was that. This is a fun fact because I used to actually watch this show, so I love this. The Swan orientation film, like the one that Jack and Locke sit down and watch, that was filmed at the set of Alias from 4 and 5.
Oh.
And it was
I loved Alias.
It was filmed by the Alias crew that filmed Alias. So I loved Alias, so I just thought that was such a fun fact to hear that like that was like included in that. So that was filmed. That's probably the only thing that was not filmed in Hawaii. But yeah, so they were they filmed that part, not the Lost episode, but the orientation actual film. So
nice.
Those are my fun facts.
All right. Well, you ready to take us through, Kristin?
I am. I'm ready.
Here we
Ready. Well, I mean, they kicked this episode off with a banger. Like we're obviously left where we left off. On the last episode, and Jen saying others, and then they're looking up, and we saw the silhouettes. Now we're getting like this giant, very intimidating, very scary man coming at them. Instantly, why you gotta hit Sawyer in the face? Don't do it. That's the moneymaker. Leave it alone. Leave him alone, but I get it, sure. Knocks all of them out to where they're all dragged through the jungle. We're seeing this whole, like, okay, there's a few more. Oh my gosh, now there's this giant pit in the ground. Like, they're thrown in. Again, like, why are we throwing Sawyer first? Like, the poor man. Like, let the man have a moment. But they are
being
all
shot.
He's just got shot, yes. But yeah, so I mean, they're all thrown in here, so that's kind of like our opener that we're like, oh, we're getting serious right off the bat here. We immediately then go over to a flashback, which is the flashback of this support group that John Locke is now in from, obviously, this is after his kidney and all the things that he dealt with Anthony. I'm sorry, this part makes me laugh so much because I am such a John Locke in this moment. Like, I don't give a shit about your 30. I got a kidney stolen from me.
Yeah.
Like, what? We're not on the same playing field. Like, I love it.
Kevin nodding in agreement?
No, this is a
special
great
moment.
John Locke moment. It's a great John Locke moment for him to just, like, the way he just sits there and just, like, starts laughing. Like, he stole my kidney.
Right.
Oh, you want your $30 back? I want my kidney back.
Right. But I mean, because, like, I love the point, too, that, like, it does bring up the point that the lady that's leading the support group, she's like, well, it's a big deal to her. Like, Grant, yes, it is. But, like, he's trying to, like, let this young girl know, like, bigger picture here, lady. Like, it could be thousands of times worse. Like, I understand you're upset about this and you have every right to be upset about it. But, like, hello.
Right. If I'm the support group leader, I'm doing the same thing in terms of,
Right.
like validating her feelings. But at the same time, if I'm Locke,
right,
girl,
100%.
Get over yourself.
Right. Which we do see as...
Sit down and watch Walkabout and the other Locke episode. I've got a story for you.
it's just like, yeah, I think that this was just a very good moment to see that Locke, Ontario Quinn, again, we make this point, he makes Locke. He is Locke.
Yeah.
But it does show that this anger and this journey that he's still on is very real, which it should be. I mean, he had a kidney stolen. But we do see him outside and attempting to smoke a cigarette, where we are introduced to Helen. It's a name we've heard before, but what does that mean? But she's basically like, you've said everything I wanted to say in there. And he's like, why don't you? And she's like, I like to put a cork in it, but like, it was so healthy to hear, yada, yada, yada. They have this flirtation. One of my favorite moments here is she's like, I like balding men. And he's like, I'm not bald. And she's like, I can wait. Like, she's so, but also I have to throw it out here. Katie Seagal, like another huge name coming on to the Lost cast. Like Katie Seagal, married with children, like huge. Peg Bundy,
Futurama,
right? Futurama, all the things that Katie Seagal, like Sons of Anarchy, all the things that Katie
I was going to say,
Seagal
I think she did Sons of Anarchy right before this. So like there was known that she could do a more dramatic role, not just the sitcom mom.
Yeah.
And so like, this was a huge get.
Yeah, she's a huge name. Katie Seagal is huge. I mean, you can't even list all the things that it's like Sandra when you're trying to like list all the things she's done on Survivor. This is Katie Seagal. Like, she's amazing. So to get Katie Seagal on here is just a huge moment for Lost. But we get kind of what we're assuming is Helen. We've heard the name before, for sure. And with that, I mean, going right back into the island here, we have Kate again, like Kevin had mentioned, showing Kate's kind of side, where she was up in the vents, and she gets down and she's escaping. She comes into another room with lots of gun. We know that she was in the pantry with all the food. Now she's in the gun thing where she's getting a gun. She comes out and she gets Desmond from behind. She hits him in the head, which causes the computer to be shot. And of course, immediately Desmond's trying to panic, but Jack's right on top of him. He's not letting him up. Locke's like, dude, he's unarmed. He's like, he just had a gun to your head, you idiot. And of course, the lovely back and forth fighting that we get always from Jack and Locke. The man of science, man of faith. And we're going to see that continuously throughout this episode here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to stop it right there. But yeah, it's kind of this, they got us in with this capturing. We know that there's something serious going on. We're getting a little bit of a backstory. And now we're getting to like what this makes this whole episode. It's very serious. This computer's been shot. And now we're going to see this battle between Jack and Locke again. So Jake, what were your thoughts first time viewer?
Yeah, well, as soon as I heard Helen in the flashback, I was like Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the screen. I'm like that, like I knew that was, and then get obviously going right into the hatch and actually showing what happens right after the last two episodes, seeing the exact same thing from two different perspectives. Like that was cool to see. And also like immediately when the computer gets shot and Desmond's panicking, like I'm wondering what the heck like this means, why he's so desperate about this computer, what it's there to do. So I'm immediately interested even more.
Yeah.
So do you remember the specific wording of what happened with that Helen scene in season 1?
I remember that she was someone that he worked or that he went to see or a client, right? And she could not stay with someone that she's helping or go. I don't know. It was something like that from what I remember from Walkabout. And she refused to go on the walkabout with him. So I was wondering how that was going to end up with that. And I assume there's going to be more Locke episodes to kind of explain that. And also how he got paralyzed in the first place, which I'm assuming right now has to do with something with his kidney transplant, based on, and also the comment about the kidney cancer. Like, I know it was a joke, but I'm almost thinking it's going to have something to do with that.
I don't know
what to say about the Helen thing, but yeah,
cannot
you should watch that scene because that might link things up in your head a little bit more. I know it's been a while since we watched that episode.
Yeah. I mean, I rewatched it with my walkabout with my mom, but I'm trying to like piece back together what the exact wording was.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not. I mean, we're talking like if you're watching this first time viewer, just like we are, like
right.
We're obviously giving a little bit more, but we're not going to give you everything because it's like, it's been, if you're looking at it from watching it live like we are, we're talking about like a year ago, like that we're being introduced. So like, I mean, I know for all of us, especially when I watched it for the first time, I did the exact same thing that you did, Jake, where I'm like, oh, Helen, okay, name, face, got it, love it.
Yeah.
So I like definitely want it like for you to kind of start piecing those pieces together. So it's kind of there. You get a little bit of loss that they give you, this like teaser or bait, if you will, and then you don't always get what you want.
It makes it so fun, so fun.
I will listen. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about Locke as well, but I will also give him the credit that
in this episode you can't.
Just you wait.
He'll find a way.
I can. But he does sneakily give Kate the knife, and people like to talk shit about Kate. Kate uses the knife, gets out, climbs into the vent. She's in the pantry. She's like, she doesn't just take the knife and sit there and wait for somebody to open the door and greet them with the knife. Like, she actually does something. So like, I think both of them actually deserve a lot of credit for thinking on their feet and getting out of that situation.
Oh my God, Michael, take this moment down.
Listen, I told you I will give him the credit when he deserves the credit, but overall, he's a dumbass.
I mean, I think Michael's just speechless right now. He doesn't know what to do with himself. That Kevin actually gave credit to Locke.
No, but I totally agree. It's so nice to be on the same page. Yeah, Kevin.
And we did bring that up when we did episode 2, is that like, I mean, we all said it too, like we are giving, but like him still selling her out as quickly as he did is a really messed up moment. But he had reason behind it. We all understood that for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else on this section before we move on?
No, I think that's it all.
Okay. Well,
don't worry, the shit talking's coming. I'm thinking, I'm like, is it time yet? I don't think it's time yet.
No, it's not time yet. So next part, obviously, we get into the flashback here, where Locke is doing what I like to call the sleep and run, where you sleep with somebody and then you take off because you don't want to hang out in their house. So Locke is like, bye, I got to go. Helen, of course, is like, she's waking up like, what are you doing? He's like, I just don't want to sleep in a strange person's bed. And she's like, immediately takes offense to it. She's like, okay, screw you too. But he's like, no, that's not it. I'll call you later. I actually really like you. Like, that's not it. So then we see the very next morning, he is parked outside of a house. And he's just having his morning coffee with a house across the street, to which we are then greeted by jackass Anthony coming into the passenger side. I would like to just start off by my own little sign. So there you go. We'll just start off with that. And in this interaction, I get actually very fueled and angry by this specific interaction, and I'll go more into it later, but because I'll have to I'm going to talk about it. I need to calm down, then I'll come back to it. But this moment where he comes in and he's like, bro, like, you're a stalker. This is weird. Now it's annoying. I've moved, you come back, like, this is, what the hell's your problem? Why are you here? Like, you have the audacity to be so upset right now, Anthony. Calm your tits.
Be annoyed, not even upset, annoyed.
Right, annoyed. To where he's like, what do you want? And Locke says, I want to know why. And which is a very understandable question to ask. And he's like, why what? Like, he's so asshole-ish about this in this moment. And Anthony answers this in the word, like, he's just like, oh, so horrendous. He talks about, you needed a dad, I needed a kidney. You're not the first person that's got conned. Get the fuck over it. You're not wanted, and left. Yep. And then I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna let you all talk because I need to calm down, and then I'll come back. But again, yep, lots of times. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is crazy that this conversation goes this way, and he just gets in the car to basically tell John Locke he sucks, and like nobody will ever love him. Like, that just sucks a lot. And I don't know, like, you can definitely tell, like, I guess why John Locke is a little bit the way he is, because he hasn't been able to find anybody that actually cares about him. So I can see why he ends up the way he is.
That's what makes it so sad, is because he finally does find someone that cares about him, but he is so broken by what happened to him that he just can't see the wood through the trees, and he's so focused on this man that does not give a shit about him. He's a complete asshole. And man, I talk a lot about, yes, fuck you, Anthony. I talk a lot about how amazing Terry O'Quinn is, and in that scene as well, like you say, Kristin, very reasonable question, just an explanation. Just give me at least that so I can try and move on. But when he's talking to him, he can't even make his eye. He's looking. Whenever Anthony's looking at him, he looks the other way, and then he breaks down. And man, Terry O'Quinn, what a gem.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be clear that I do feel very bad for Locke, and his dad is. I don't understand how I can even argue that anyone else isn't the worst character of the week. Because he's just the absolute worst human being. But this is also the sort of thing I'm gonna shit talk a little. This is also the sort of thing that bothers me about John Locke. You have been taken advantage of so many times. And you just keep taking it, and you just keep expecting people to change because you want them to. And it's he's never going to give you the explanation. I could have told you that long ago, right? If this is a person I know in my life, I'm telling this person to go to therapy. I'm telling this person, do not wait for him to tell you why. He's never going to tell you why. He's never going to tell you why because he doesn't care. He doesn't have a reason why. His reason why is he sucks. You can't control other people. Don't wait around. This is the sort of thing that bothers me about his inability to understand that people think differently than him. And you just got to move on, bro. Yes, it sucks. You've been screwed over royally, but oh my God, you can't just sit here and sit outside his house. You can't give him the power over you to do that, and to just be spending your whole life waiting for him to explain something to you that he's never going to explain to you. You can't give him that power. And that drives me nuts. I just want to shake him. I want to shake him and be stop it. So it's that kind of frustration. It's not a genuine, there's other things that I hate about him too, but it's not but it drives me crazy. I just want him to just do better.
And you know that Locke thinks about him pretty much every second of every single day. And you know that Anthony does not think of him once outside of when he notices his car. It's oh, he's here. He does not think about him at all.
Exactly.
This is a one-sided thing, and he is not worth that much space in your head.
Right.
Terrible.
And not that I want John to become this jaded person who gives up on all of humanity and doesn't or care about anyone, but that you can't just keep but he's getting sucked down into a hole in the ground by a smoke monster, and he's no, I'm gonna be okay. You're out of your goddamn mind, bro. You have seen another regular person who was your dad stole your kidney and told you to fuck off, and you're still no, the smoke monster dragging me into the hole in the ground is gonna treat me okay. What is wrong with you? What is
That's how
wrong with
desperate
you?
he is for love. He wants it from a smoke monster.
I don't like needy, desperate people.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get a little raw and emotional here because this seems really just really, really rough. It's kind of ironic that this is the scene today, because my family just my own cousin just gave up her kidney to my other cousin's husband, so it's just kind of random that this is kind of being brought up again so recently with my own family. But this is this was Locke just being a good person. I'm gonna give you my kidney, to then have Anthony just he did plan this all along to literally con this man out of his kidney, and it's just so rough to see. But where the emotion for me comes into play is and I can say this a little bit differently than Locke, but hopefully can kind of portray this. Hi, King. Is so Locke, we know, like I was adopted. We all know I've shared that story. Locke never did have that luxury of being adopted. He went through foster care and all these other things and things like that. But I can say from being adopted that literally the very first thing when I found out I was adopted was, oh my God, nobody wanted me. It was the very first thought that went through my head when I found out. Which then, of course, like you look at that hindsight 2020, like, yeah, obviously you're wanted, you were adopted, you idiot. Like, but in my head as a kid, hearing that for the first time, I was abandoned. I wasn't wanted. Nobody wanted me. And so for him to say that in this moment, it gets me so emotional because it's like, for you to tell somebody that has already experienced so many things and then was so vulnerable with you, and then for you to come back after you're the one who is the asshole to then say you're not wanted, it really does like get me so emotional to think about that. Like, it's you could have said anything else, like, and I would have been like, you're such a piece of shit. But like to say those specific words to somebody that grew up in foster care, didn't never get a family, and then finally you dangled this family in front of him to get what you wanted, and then he's the problem. He's the issue, not you. You're now turning it on him, and it makes me so emotional, especially that one line. Like, that one line sends me every time I watch it, because it's like, I had it good. I actually got adopted, but like my head and immediately when I found out was I was not wanted. So imagine somebody that's gone through foster care never actually getting that family and hearing that, like, just the destroying of that person. It's so fucked up. And like, bro, like, seriously. But also, just to get me out of my thing, fuck Shannon too. I don't even care.
She's not even there.
I had to get myself out of the emotion.
She's not even in this episode.
I was sat here
I
like,
had to get myself out of the emotion.
Shannon catching strays.
she's not even here.
My emotion. Sorry, I didn't mean
She's
to get
like your emotional support castmate.
I didn't mean to get emotional on here about it, but it's just like one of those things that really sticks with you.
I feel like in your garage you have a punching bag that just has Maggie Grace's blonde-haired like cutout taped to the top of it, and that's just where you go.
No, she's so easily to be made fun of that it like gets me like out of my moment that I'm like, okay, let me stop crying and make fun of Shannon. I'm all better. It's like a miracle. But no. In all seriousness, I didn't mean to get like emotional and bring down the whole moment of it all. No. It's a thing that like really like sticks with me, especially
and that's like that's the point of that. Like not only you specifically, but like we're all supposed to recognize that and recognize how terrible that makes Anthony Cooper, and like it resonates with you extra. But we're all supposed to be like, oh my God, he just told the kid who never got adopted that he's not wanted. Like, that's so terrible, right? Like, we're supposed to have this reaction.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Also, I mean, should I just like leave this up the end time we talk? Like, just I'll like leave it here. I'll hold it.
Maybe
it's like our subtitles.
Like Kristin Parsons, fuck you, Anthony.
I mean, we could for sure. Anyway, let's get back on track. Is there anything else that you guys want to bring up about that interaction before we move on?
No.
I'm just waiting for you to cross out Anthony and write Shannon.
It will come. I mean, it's not in the episode. I only just said Shannon to get me out of my funk.
Yeah,
all right.
He sucks.
Give it time. I'm actually very excited. I have not seen her yet, so it's like a reprieve for me. It's great. With that, we jump back to the island where they are. Desmond is immediately trying to fix his computer. Jack immediately lets him up. Finally, he goes into this panic. I've got to fix this computer. Like, full blown on panic, and everybody else is kind of like, what's going on? Like, why are we upset about a computer? And Jack, of course, being his man of science, is like, okay, no, like, I need you, like, where'd you come from? Like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? And like, we don't have time for this. Oh no, we're gonna make time. I need to know what's going on. Desmond then goes into his like Cliff Notes version of what I'm sure has been his life for the last like couple of years. But basically goes into, I was on a race around the world. I crashed. I get this dude that comes up and brings me down here, tells me to push a button. We're a partner. Now he's dead. You're here. Computer sucks. Now, like, can I move on? Like, it was like the end. That's literally how that went. Is like the very much Cliff Notes version. Which I'm surprised that Jack let it go so easily at that point, because it seems like Jack is like, he wants all the answers, right? He's not one to like see this panic and be like, okay, like whistle while you work. Tell me the story as you work. Obviously, you're very panicked, but like I do also need to know information. So the fact that Desmond gives him very little, like pretty much nothing, and he's just like, oh, all right, bye, like we're good. And so you just see this kind of like, again, this man of science, man of faith that we keep bringing up, that between a Jack and a Locke and what they're doing, and Jack's just like, this is a joke. It's a computer. It's a button. Locke's like, no, we gotta help him fix it. Like, I don't even know. Like, dude, I met dude 5 seconds ago and he had a gun to my head, but let's push a button. Like, it's just to see this like difference between the two. As they sit there and like, angry married couple fight back and forth, you have Desmond that's like, can you two squawk somewhere else because I'm trying to work? If you don't believe me, go watch the film. Okay, wait, all right, we're all intrigued. What film, Desmond? What are we talking about? No, it's Behind the Turn of the Screw. Go get it. Like, they're like,
Turn of the Screw. That's
right.
Also like a slowly going crazy story. So like,
right.
Perfect for that place.
Perfect. So they do get this film out. They do send, obviously in this panic, they were like, I can't fix the computer. I don't know how to fix it. And Kate's like, Saeed could probably fix the computer. He's handy. So Kate has taken off. Jack and Locke have decided to watch this film. Desmond is eagerly and anxiously and panically trying to fix this computer. And so we see that, Locke and Jack are kind of having this conversation of, like, you're really gonna just believe him? And then Locke like throws it in his face. He's like, is this because he knows you? Like, you seem to like get all upset. And he's like, fuck you, John Locke. Like, I'm trying to understand why this man's pushing a button for all these times. Like, this is insanity. But they do sit down and watch this orientation film. And like, obviously we see that this is a very old film, very like old reel. It's kind of like splotchy here and there. But it's basically talking about how you and your partner are going to be doing this for 540 days, pushing a button every 108 minutes because there was an incident. And they bring up this incident. We get nothing else. We get literally told there was an incident. We don't know why there was an incident, what the incident was, but because of this incident, we have to now push a button. And it's imperative, and like, don't, all these rules, like, don't use the computer for anything else. Like, it has to be entering the numbers and blah, 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 blah. And then it literally cuts off at a part. And then he's like, namaste, good luck, peace out. Like, nothing else. You're nothing else. Have fun. But I think this is another thing that proves a point where I'm sure we're going to get into the conversation about, which is what I'm going to love, is because this again goes at very man of science, man of faith. Jack's like, this movie was stupid, and Locke's like, we need to watch that again. Like, he's like a kid in the candy store again, where Jack's like, we really need to watch that again. Like, nothing got told to me in this movie. Like, I'm really pissed off. I have to point this out as like one of the most like not even nonchalant things, but it makes me laugh every time. Is we were back on the beach and Hurley's talking to like, oh my God, I'm so glad we survived the night. Because also we have to remember that this is literally the next morning of, it feels like so long ago, but it's literally the next morning of the others are coming and they're all hiding out.
Right.
And so Hurley's like, oh man, I'm so glad we survived. And Saeed's like, oh yeah, it was a banger. Like, I want to do that again. Like, just whatever. Hurley then goes, so glad we can finally get back to some normal and like nothing, no problems. And here comes Kate. Saeed. And he goes, oh crap. Like, I just love it every time. He's just like, son of a bitch. I was just going to be all good. But obviously she said we need help in the hatch. They take off. We do go back to this pit of it all. So I kind of want to stop here because like this is kind of one giant section, but like they are divided, and I think we get enough in this hatch that we could stop and talk about this for a minute before I continue on, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
We'll pick up from where we're at the pit. So Jake, what are your thoughts about this orientation, Desmond's cliff notes of a verse, like his story? Where are you at here, and kind of the questions that you are coming up with and answers that you feel like you're getting?
Well, I'm assuming that Desmond's story is going to be told eventually. I mean, we don't know where he's going to run off to at the end of the episode, or I don't know, I guess. And then, like, this orientation video, I mean, obviously it didn't give everything, but it definitely had me hooked as to, okay, so this is what they're doing here. This is what this is for. And it kind of I mean, this is station 3, so there's other stations around the island, clearly. So I'm wondering what that's all about, what they're trying to contain. Obviously, quarantine was written on the hatch, so there's a lot more questions.
Is this an ICCOD movement?
It is from you guys, yeah. No, I'm just very curious and intrigued and excited to keep watching. So
I think in talking about season 2 so far, it really, when you're watching it with a first time viewer as well, it really hits you how much the scope of the show has like exploded in these last few episodes, where there's so many things going on, so many new questions, and like I'm just loving hearing Jake like talk about these things for the first time, like the orientation video. Fun fact, Jake, when we filmed the pilot, shout out to Greg, when we were talking about our introductions to the show, Greg's comment was, I'm going to have to watch that again, referencing this very episode. So that was a funny thing he did.
We've planted things along the way.
Yeah, one day you can go back and watch them all.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, the orientation video is amazing. We also get polar bears shown in the orientation
Yes,
video. There's so many little things where it's like, oh, we're starting to piece stuff together that might be happening on the island, but we're not getting enough to really know. And this is one of those episodes that just grabs me. And like, even after all these rewatches, this is such a good one. And I love Jack in this episode, and we start to see it here in that scene with Locke, where Jack is like unraveling. He does not want to accept any of this stuff, but he is freaked out and he's angry that this guy that I ran into is on this island, and he has to be so pragmatic, but even he has to be thinking, this isn't normal. Like, I don't want to accept that Locke might be right about certain things, but I can't explain this away with the science brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, generally speaking, in this episode, Jack is kind of the overdramatic version of like, yeah, that's what I would do too. I'd be like, no, this is dumb. Like, I'm not sitting underground where there's no light for 500 days and
there's simulated sunlight
and pushing a button. I'm not doing that. That's a dumb way to spend my time. Right? Like, so he takes it a little more extreme than that, but like, yes, I'm very much in the same boat. But like, yeah, at the same time, how did this man who I ran into in a stadium also end up here? Like, of all the places in the world, this tiny little island. What? So yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, as usual, really identify with Jack. I do want to slightly go back to like a thing that like has always stood out to me of like, yeah, why were they searching for the other door? Why were they searching? Like, they're gonna blow up this hatch. They like, Arst gets blown up. They have to carry the dynamite through the woods. It's a dangerous mission. They got to go to the dark territory to get this dynamite to blow open the hatch. And they blow it open, and the ladder's broken. And like, they're like, is there another door? And he goes, oh yeah, it's right over there.
Yeah, that was funny to me. I'm like, wait, where's the other door come out?
It's so like, oh yeah, it's right over there. Like, to me,
you didn't find that one?
Right.
So funny.
You didn't necessarily need to destroy my hatch. You could have just come through the front door.
Right, like now Rain is going to get in here because you guys had to play that up. So I always think that's like a funny, like, tee.
I have to bring up here because I kind of want to, I think obviously I know where a lot of us sit here, but I mean, we have to look, like, put yourself here in, you're not Jack, you are you, okay? And you are on this island, you've crashed here, you're now down here in this hatch, and you have a man come out of nowhere and tells you have to push a button. We have to save the world, like all these things. And then tells you, okay, don't believe me, watch the video. Now there's a video that you're watching. So, Jake, I want to start with you. Where do you fall here? Are you one that's blindly like, okay, there is an orientation video. They're literally talking about an incident, and obviously that countdowns to something, and and then it resets. Like, are you one that's like, okay, maybe we should be pushing this button, or are you like, I'm not sitting here 108 minutes. That's ridiculous. I'm not pushing a button. This could all be fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where do you go? Like, are you a button or are you not a button?
Well, I'd be very interested as I am now of figuring out what this all means. I don't know, like I honestly was like I kind of want them to not push the button just to
Yeah,
see
you said
what
that during the episode,
happens.
which is why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, like I think it'd be funny and interesting just to see what happens there, but I also I don't know, like I see where Jack's coming from, I see where Locke's coming from. I guess in this case, yeah, like I said, I'd probably just not push the button to see what happens. And I guess I'm in that camp.
So, I mean, because you have to think about this too, like coming from, I mean, I'm very much like I feel like I'm very much, I'm 50-50. I'm a science and faith. Like I need answers, but I'm also going to blindly like something that I think could be faithful. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to listen to it. I think what's crazy here, and I think I know where obviously Michael and Kevin will fall on this too. So what's interesting though is I would be the person that is like, we just are pushing a button because somebody told us to push a button. Like, I don't really want to do this. But then this is me as like strictly Kristin. I would be like, I'm going to keep pushing this button because like, what if something that happens and then it's my fault because I didn't push a button? I don't really want to take this chance that like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to run the risk of something actually happening because you don't know. Like, is something, because like you mentioned, Jake, you're like, I kind of just want to see what happens. But like, Desmond's obviously panicked enough to like really freak out. So like, it's not like, let's just see what happens if we don't push a button. It seems like it's going to be very dramatic. So like, right. I don't know. I'm one that I would be like, I'm not pushing this button, but like, I feel like I have to because like, I don't want to find out. Like, it's like one of those like fuck around and find out. I don't want to do it. I'm good. I'm good.
I have such a problem with authority and such a like issue with being told what to do. If you tell me I have to push that button, I am breaking the keyboard in half. I absolutely won't. But like seeing the video and seeing Desmond, like, I don't know. I guess guys, push the button. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna stop you from pushing the button. You go for it. I'll not push the button because that's stupid. But you go right ahead. That would be me. I'd be like, all right. There's food down here? I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go have a snack. I've been eating coconut for 46 days. So I'm gonna go have some peanut butter. You guys, if you want to push this button, you go right ahead. There's a mattress in here with a pillow. I'm gonna take a nap. You guys push the button.
No,
push
but Kevin, hold on. I'm gonna take you back. There's nobody else. Okay, let's take this from. I did say you were a passionate crash and whatnot. Now, taking this back, you're Desmond. So it's only you and the other guy. What do you? I'm gonna slowly do some experiments, right? I'm gonna let that timer run down. I'm gonna let it hit 0. I'm gonna see what happens when it hits 0. And then does something bad happen right away? Because if it happens right away, well, I'm dead. It's not my problem anymore. But probably no, you're the fuck around and find out one. Okay,
probably nothing happens right away, so I can kind of gauge like, do I have to push this button? Like I'm gonna have it typed out and be like 3, 2, 1.
So Kevin and I are.
And then if shit starts hitting the fan, enter. Okay, fine. I won't do that again. But like, if everything's fine,
or literally 0 hits and there's no like waiting, like you know what I mean. So
well, like I said, if something happens
right, but like,
away,
how do you
if something
know?
happens right away, then I'm dead. And it's not my problem anymore.
I'm just saying, like, man, that 0 is a terrifying number. So Michael. Obviously, I feel like I know you well enough that I'm assuming I know where this is headed, but I could be wrong. So, are you going to push the button or not push the button?
How well do you know me? What do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to push the button.
Oh, yeah, you do know me pretty well. So, I think they do have some evidence as well of something. And, you know, while we're talking about the button, it's jumping ahead slightly, but there is that conversation between Jack and Desmond where he's like, I don't know about you, but when I walk past that wall over there, my feelings hurt. And Jack has seen he rise up at some kind of electromagnetic something down here. There is something in this hatch, and maybe the button could be what is keeping that from going bad. Like, I do think there's enough there that there is doubt that you wouldn't risk it. And hell, you're on an island with nothing to do. Why not push a button? And
Right.
at least these guys have got 40 people to do it. Desmond's been by himself.
Whoa. Rewind, because a few episodes ago, you said if you were Shannon and you crashed on this beach, you would lay on the beach and you would just get a tan too. But now you're saying you would go down to the hatch and you'd live down there and get no sun, so you could push a button.
No.
Well.
How the turntables.
I wouldn't necessarily take a shift, but I agree with the principle of pushing the button, and I just try and get someone else to do it while I hang out with Shannon on the beach.
I like that we, in different ways, said the same thing. Like,
Okay, but I'm gonna do the same thing.
You
I did
still
to
managed to
Kevin.
disagree with me.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did to Kevin. You did not. You are not the plane crash survivor. You are just Desmond. So it's just you and other dude. Do you push the button?
I'm gonna sleep in and probably die.
God.
So I understand, and that is a very real thing, because I once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. So if I'm setting an alarm for every 108 minutes, I'm
108 minutes, guys. 108 minutes is 1 hour and 48 minutes.
Yeah.
When are you sleeping?
Right.
You're not.
I'm dragging that mattress. Listen, if I'm convinced that I need it, I'm dragging the mattress right next to it. I'm pulling that keyboard onto the floor, and when that thing goes off, I'm just
right. But little put something on it so you know which numbers to hit. You're just
right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, if you're watching this podcast, let us know in the comments. Do you push the button or
would you push the button?
Which one are you? All right, moving on. We get over to the pit of it all. And we see that Sawyer and Michael and Jen, they're asking Jen, how many are there? What's happening? Did you see Walt? What is happening? What's our plan here? What are we gonna do? And poor Jen, he just learned starboard and aft. He's not on the same, he's not here. But we do get a moment that he does say that he was blindfolded, and Michael, of course, because him and Jen have been working so well together that he's kind of picked up some quirks of Jen to figure things out. I know you guys are so sick of me with my Sawyer love, but I am going to put this out that, again, we've had Sawyer that's out on the ocean bleeding, ripping out his own bullet, to going and jumping in the water with sharks around it to get a better part of the boat to save him and Michael. Okay. Michael ain't doing that shit. We are now stuck in a pit here. And who's the first person to be lift me up? I'm going to find us a way out of here. The man that shot. What are you guys doing? Can we please do something to help Sawyer in this moment? It's just so kind of no, come on.
A part of me is of course he wants to be the one to be lifted and not do the lifting. Oh, wait, because he got shot in the shoulder, so he actually can't. Okay, that's fine.
Right. I get that part. I understand. But it's just we're constantly seeing this moment of Sawyer. And again, we've talked about his turnaround. He's wanting to save the day. Old Sawyer would have been I'm going to sit here in the corner of this pit. Fuck you guys. I don't care. You guys figure it out. But no, he's actively, like I said, he's actively trying to get the pontoon that we saw from the last episode. He's now trying to come up with a plan. Lift me up. I'm going to, and then he's over there okay, they have it weighted down. Let me feel around. We're going to get out of here. I've got you guys. To which we see this giant machete come through the thing. Listen, no, I didn't sign up for this. Okay, I was just trying to get on a raft to rescue people. This is well beyond. I've now been shot. I almost got chopped in half by a machete. I'm done. I think I'm retired. I'm out. I'm good.
And for those reasons, I'm out.
I'm out. Yes.
Oh yeah, we're back to it.
We're back to the Shark Tank.
But with that, we do see that now they open up this, again, scary man, very intimidating, very terrifying man. And the look on his face is pure evil hate. You're oh my god, no.
Creeping.
You're one of those that you're I don't want to look at you, but are you still there? It's one of those from your nightmares. But we do see him open up this cage, pit, whatever you want to call it, and throw in a woman. And with that, we kind of are left here for a minute to be well, what is this? What is happening? Because then we go over to a flashback where we see John and Helen at a nice dinner. She's we're somewhat celebrating an anniversary, and he's okay, bro, don't be this girl. No. But sure. And she's here, I got you a present. It only cost me $1. Calm down. Very cute moment. And it's a key to replace. That key comes with stipulations. Quit leaving my house in the middle of the night. I followed you. You're sitting outside your dad's house. Don't do this. Leave him in the past. Stay with me. We can have sexy, sexy time all you want, but do not go over to his house, okay? Like, he is yours. Don't piss me off, and let's do sexy, sexy time.
We can have sex till the rest of your hair falls out.
Till the rest of your hair falls out. And then we'll have more because I'm turned on by bald men. So sexy, sexy time. Yes, let's do this. Don't fuck this up, John. And so he's like, okay, I agree. Great. So then now we come back to the island where we now see that this woman has woken up. I also have to go back to the moment where they pull her hair back and Michael's like, it's a girl. What did you expect it to be? A fucking, like, alien? It's one of the lines that I'm just like, that was unneeded loss. That was, we didn't need that line.
Right, and like, you're on an island with other women. Like, you know that women exist.
Like, did you think that was a polar bear? Like, I feel like the line was unnecessary. But anyway, we are woken up to, she gets woken up. She's like, who the hell are you guys? They start talking to her. She says she was on a flight that crashed. They're like, wait, what? Flight 815? She's like, yeah, from Sydney. Oh my gosh, yeah. And they're like, you were in the tail section? She's like, yeah. We woke up in the water and I swam to the surface and all these things. And they're like, you've been out here by yourself? She's like, yeah, trying to find food, yada, yada, yada. Then they get me. And now I'm here. And they're like, okay, all right, we got to figure this out. I'm sorry you've been out here by yourself, but let's figure this out. And again, my man Sawyer, don't worry, because next time Shaft, and I love him and his nicknames. He's called Ana Lucia Cupcake, Sweetheart. We've got Chew in here. Like, I mean, there's so many nicknames in a 2-minute span of time, and love Sawyer for every single one of them. Sawyer would definitely be canceled nowadays. Sawyer would not be allowed to hang out.
He just needs to tone it back a little bit.
But Sawyer,
more than he was in season 1, at least like they're cute nicknames. Season 1, he had some really nasty nicknames.
He does. They're getting a little bit better. They are getting a little bit better. But with that, he says that he has a plan. He has the gun, and he's going to shoot Mr. Scary Dude the next time he comes and opens up the door. Ana Lucia, which we do find out is Ana Lucia, she says, hi, I'm Ana Lucia, which Jake immediately pointed out, hey, I know her from the plane, season 1. That's the girl that talked to Jack.
She's not lying. She was on the plane.
She's not lying. She was in the tail section. We all know these things. And so she, kind of goes, where'd you get the gun? And he's like, there was an air marshal. And she's like, but how did you get the gun? He's like, I'm lucky, I guess. Love Sawyer. He's so sarcastic. He doesn't care. To which then they're like starting to try and turn this plan and figure this out. And as he turns away, Ana Lucia clocks him, steals the gun, and then points it to everybody. And she's like, back up. And then the shocker of it all, she yells, coming out. To which Scary Dude returns, drops a rope down, and brings her back up. Listen, if we didn't get the whole Ana Lucia of it all in season 1, I would have believed that she knew that they were crashed on it and was others and wanted information. Like
this is what I'm saying. It's so good because
it's so good. Like they're giving you this like little piece, so you know that she is an actual tail section member. But now here's the question: was she a tail section member? And now the others like recruited her. What is happening here? I want to know answers. And again, Lost gives you these little like, here you go, but I'm not going to give you anything else. So you're like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yes.
So I think it's just a phenomenal thing that Lost does time and time again, which we will see continuously. And then do you guys want me to stop here so you guys can talk about this moment, or would you like me to continue to the next section?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, so I didn't realize when she showed up in season 1, I didn't realize it was Michelle Rodriguez. To be honest, I wasn't thinking that. And then I saw her name pop up at the beginning of this episode. I'm like, oh, I know who that is, but I guess I didn't recognize her from 20 years ago. And so then, she gets dropped in and I didn't recognize her at first. Then when she wakes up, I'm like, I know who you are because I've seen you before. Then she says Ana Lucia, and I'm like, okay, so it's the girl that talked to Jack and before getting on the plane. And her story, I get, of like being in the tail, like that checked out. She said that in her conversation with Jack before getting on the plane, that she was in the back of the plane. And so then, I guess I didn't expect her to all of a sudden be working with the others. But clearly she was just getting all the information, and obviously Sawyer also gave up that he had the gun and was about to shoot this scary dude, so of course she knows to knock him down and get the gun. So yeah, I mean, just a lot of stuff going on, and I'm interested to see what her role is going to be here. Obviously, I'm assuming we'll get backstory on her too, but this is a lot of people to try to follow and stories to try to follow, but Lost has been
it's an ensemble cast, Jake. What do you expect?
but it's been juggled really well so far. So
I also too think to that point, before I know that like Michael and Kevin when I get to it, but I think just to prove that point, or to that point, Jake, is you mentioned there's a ton of now people here. Like when first we had our the first few episodes of season 1, we had just this like Charlie and Kate and Jack. Like we don't really have anybody else that we were focusing on. And now it's completely grown that we are getting all these characters. But I think Lost does it so well that like even though there's 1,000 people that we're literally trying to focus on now, Lost does a great job to make you feel like you're like, I'm not forgetting that person. I remember that person. You know what I mean? So I think that Lost does a really good job about is a large of a cast this is. You're not feeling like, who the hell is this? Where'd they show? I mean,
we remember who Arst is.
Right. Like Arst is like not even a thing, but we still remember Arst. So yeah, kudos to Lost again. All right. Sorry, Michael and Kevin, go ahead.
I think, like I said, I think the good thing is just like that building that mystery of like, I mean, Jake, no shade to you for not knowing 20 years later. Michelle Rodriguez was a big star. Like she was a big name. So for her to be on the show, like to have that guest appearance in season 1 and then to see her again here in this episode, I knew who that was immediately. So I'm like, okay, I do know that this person was on the plane. So then you have that moment of like, oh, this person survived and was captured by the others. And then she does the flip, right? She does the turn and she's actually working with them. And then you're like, well, now what? Because I know she was on the plane, so she had to be a plane crash survivor, but she's working with these others who are working against the survivors. So like just building that mystery of like, who is who, like who is on what side, who can I trust, who can I not trust is like so well done.
Mm-hmm.
So like we've seen that the others are barbaric. They killed someone, snapped all the bones in his body. They hung Charlie from a tree. They've stolen a kid from a raft. And Lucia was just a regular person on this plane and has crashed in the ocean. And she's been on the island for 44 days like the rest of our cast. And somehow she's in with these people. Like she's all in. If she was like not actually on board, like, oh, they've got a gun, maybe this is my way out. Like, no, she sold them straight out and went right back up.
Exactly.
So it's like, how did that happen? And Lost did such a good job of, like you say, it's not just that they introduce new characters, they make their stories so fascinating that you almost forget about the other castmates when whoever is on screen is on screen, because it's so well done and so well written. And yeah, this is just another character that's now turned up where it's like, what's that story? Like, we want Desmond's story. We want Anna Lucia's story. It just keeps broadening. And we have so many episodes in a season, we can focus on all of it. So it's good.
True.
Yeah, for sure. Well, going back to our hatch here, we see that Desmond, of course, is still actively trying to fix this shit situation that he's in. And of course, we're hearing Jack and Desmond kind of go at it and things like that. And, you know, just again, Michael pointed out already, Jack is so angry. And we're going to really see, like, at the end of this episode, just how, like, it keeps boiling up and getting worse and worse here. But we do see a moment where Desmond finally feels like he has made progress and attempts to turn it on, and SpaghettiOs. It like blows up and he's like, oh, I'm all right. Y'all are on your own. I'm out. He's out. I'm leaving. I'm getting as far away from this as possible. Locke's like, no, where are you going? What are we doing? Like, you know, just Locke is like beside himself at this point. And Jack's just like, Bye. This is what I wanted all along. Like, I don't care. And then
Jack's so over it.
right. So Desmond has taken off. Jack's well on his way. Like you could have had him on the heels of Desmond. He couldn't get out of there fast enough. To where Locke's like, Jack, please don't leave me like too. Like, don't leave me. And he's like, yeah, I'm leaving you, bro. I don't care. I'm good. Like, we're good. See ya, deuces, peace out. See you next Tuesday. All these things. And Locke is just sitting there and just, what do I do? I'm alone. He even starts screaming to the heavens like he did the night Boone died. Like, what am I supposed to do here? What am I doing? We then get our flashback to, oh, lo and behold, damn it, Locke, you couldn't just listen to Helen and have sexy, sexy time. You're now sitting outside of his house. To which, immediately, this car comes barreling out of nowhere and hits him. And it's Helen. She is pissed.
Rightfully so.
Right, she just wanted sexy, sexy time. And so she comes up, she grabs those keys out of the car, she throws them across the fence. She's like, we ain't doing this. This is your only chance. I'm telling you right now. I've already told you we are not doing this. Do not give this man anything. He doesn't care. He's not coming out of his house, John. Like, this is ridiculous. And he's trying to tell her it's not that easy. Like, she's like, it is. It is. It's very much that easy. Let it go. Move on. And now I'm gonna one up you. Him or me? Him or me? Well, I mean, sexy, sexy time or man that doesn't want you? How are we weighing this out, John? How are we weighing this out? Obviously, this is a very beautiful moment because you do see how much Helen immediately cares for John. Like, we don't know Helen's story either, why she was at that anger support group. Like, we don't know what she's been through, but just to see this bond and this love come together so quickly between the two is just, she really genuinely cares. She wants him to, like, where we're all like, John, stop hanging out at this man's house. Like Kevin said earlier, you just want to shake him, like, stop it. She's right there too. And she loves him. This is out of love, pure love.
She can actually shake him.
Right. But
she
for
can
us,
do what
like,
I want to do.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of it, I think, from us comes from frustration of, like, we know how shit of a person Anthony is. Helen doesn't know Anthony. She knows that he stole a kidney, but she doesn't know all the things.
But she already knows him.
But she's doing this out of pure love. Like, she is like, do not do this to yourself, John. I love you. I am here for you. He's not. Let's move on. So we do see a very beautiful embrace here. He's like, okay, love you, Helen. Let's go. Like, here we go. Like, you know. Yeah, fuck you, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm choosing you, but unfortunately, you've stranded my car outside my dad's house. So I guess I have to stay here now.
I will have
How do we get away from here?
Right. Like, can I get a ride? But anyway, so she does mention that, like, come on, John, you just have to take a leap of faith. You have to do it. Which, of course, Lost does this moment where it's really great that, like, there are important information in these episodes that they come back to obviously bring up what's happening on the island in present time. And that's exactly what happens. We have Locke just at, again, his wit's end. If he had a window to bang on, he would have been banging on it, but he's already in, so no more window. He's just now screaming, please help me. What do I do? What am I supposed to do here? You brought me down here for what? Like, I don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden you hear Kate, like, Jack, hello. And he's like, oh, help has arrived. Yay for Saeed. I forgot all about me having a tear. So Saeed goes, like, what is this? All these things. He immediately goes straight to work, where Locke's like, wait, you're not going to question it? He's like, I'll question this later, but we seem to have a problem, a little predicament that we're in. I'll question this later. Let's fix this. And
that's where I am in this situation. I'm with Saeed. Like,
so
this may be stupid, but in the meantime, in case it's not, let's fix it.
Right. So we do see that Saeed tells him to go find the breaker box, figure this out. We do see Hurley and Kate searching for it. I love Hurley. Like, Hurley just steals. He's like a Sawyer. Like, their one-liners just steal everything. Absolutely. And he's like, "What's a conduit line?" Like, and he's like, "That still doesn't help me." Like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. You're speaking in tongues. But we do see him stumble upon the pantry where he's like, "Oh," and Kate's like, "Oh, did you find it?" He's like, "Depends on what it is, but I did find something, and I'm a very happy man." To where Kate does find that she gets this, the lights back on, and it's, one of these things that they kind of are, Saeed just, I don't know, Saeed, I think we've talked about this before, Saeed does a very good job of, like, calming the situation. Like, he's probably internally panicking or like questioning things, but he sees it who he's dealing with, like a Charlie or Jack or whoever he is in that moment, and what he's very good about, like instantly picking up what they need to be like, okay, this is how we're gonna fix it. And then I'm like, it's the same thing when Boone died. He went out and he's like, sure, I believe your story, John. Like, see you later. Then to later come back and be like, okay, I'm gonna need you to take me to the hatch because I didn't believe you. So like we see Saeed very easily doing, like, with each person kind of knowing where to go, and I think that that's a great like thing with Saeed.
Yeah.
But he does get this up and running. Before we get to our like last bit here, I kind of want to get where we are of this, almost like Desmond taking off, literally abandoning all of them. Like, Jake, where were you at here? Do you feel, obviously we know the story, but when you're watching this, do you feel like this is going to get fixed in time? Where are you at in this moment of, oh, is all hell going to break loose? I know you mentioned it while you were watching. You're like, I kind of want to see what happens when they get to zero.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I didn't care if they fixed it or not. I just wanted to see how the chaos, because I guess I was becoming a bit of a chaos gremlin. Unfortunately, for the moment, seems they fixed it. But I hope we'll get to learn more of what's going on in a bit. So that's the hope, at least I would assume. But
I don't like that you said that you just wanted to see what happened, because like Desmond literally said we're all gonna die. So you're okay with gambling our people? Jake, not okay. Not okay.
Unnecessary sacrifice.
Like, end of loss.
Island demanded another sacrifice.
End of loss. They all die. It's all done with because they didn't press the button. Jake, Michael, or Michael, Kevin, anything you guys have?
I do love the pragmatism of Saeed, where he does. Locke's like, oh, don't you need to know why? It's like, no, I'll fix it, and then you can tell me why.
Right.
Because Saeed did not want to open the hatch. Saeed is already concerned about what this thing is. I don't know if he was there when the quarantine lid was revealed, but maybe he's been told that. So even
he was.
Logical
he
brain,
made it a point to say it.
It was him that said that. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, even if that's what it is, it could be there's quarantine on this thing. This could be, if you don't press this button, there is going to be some toxic thing that is released. It could very easily dispel that. Whether it's some world-ending thing, I think he has enough information to be like, I'm better off fixing this and not risking it, because why would I? And Saeed's a fixer, and I love that about Saeed.
Yeah, I do love that Saeed is very, like, it is what it is. Like, even if the pushing the button is nothing, like, this is a computer. Like, we're stranded on an island. Maybe we could use this. Like, we got to fix it, right? Like, and we could panic about it, but panicking about it is not going to fix anything any faster. So what do we need to do? Like, follow the conduit line, turn the power back on. Like,
the conduit line.
I don't know. Check the pantry. I do want to also go back though, to Helen, because I think obviously we're like sitting here having fun, like calling it sexy time. But like, it really is that, like, she cares about him and she sees that this is consuming him and destroying him. And she's like, I love you and I want to be with you. I cannot be with you if this is going to continue to consume you. Right. And so, like, it really comes from that place of love that she's trying to, like, help him do the thing that I'm screaming at him to do, which is like, accept that you can't control everyone else, accept that you can't get an answer out of him. Like, accept that and move on. And like I have that same thought process. I get exactly where she's coming from, aside from that, like, she wants to be in a relationship because it's gross, but like that she, like, is really just wanting to, like, obviously this man's not going to therapy, so like, let me try to help in that way. And like, yeah, I threw the keys over the fence and now you're going to have to wait for him. And then that's going to be your goodbye. And then you're done. Right. Like, thank you, Helen. Thank you for trying, because I've wanted to shake this man so badly. So thank you for grabbing him by the shoulders and shaking him. So I just wanted to bring that back too, that like, yeah, it's like, it's fun to joke about, like listen, man, you could be getting all the sweet Helen Levin that you want, but like also this person cares about you. Like, why are you focused on this person who doesn't care about you when you have this person who cares about you right here, giving you all the attention you want?
Michael, anything you want to add, or are we good to go to the end?
Yeah, just one last thing. I just love that the whole on that Helen thing as well. We've talked about the abandonment issues, and we see that again on the island when Jack abandons him, and like Locke is so desperate. He's like, "Don't leave me here." And this is everything Locke wanted, but when we see it again, we'll get to it in the final scene between Locke and Jack. But that relationship between the two of them, and Locke does need Jack, and I think in that moment he realizes he needs Jack. And I think the way this flashback and on Island story plays out is just so good. Locke episodes are just different. They're different.
He's a great character. He is a great character. I will always appreciate the character within the show. I would not follow this man.
Oh my gosh.
If he wants to open the hatch, we're not opening the hatch.
Well, getting to our ending, a lot happens in just like these last 5 minutes. We do see that Desmond has taken off. He is fallen though. He is like beelining it out of here. He is like, not my problem anymore, you suckers. Haha. I'm out. And Jack does meet up with him. And they have a moment here, and this is kind of where Jack's like anger and frustration and scared and all of the feelings that he's feeling really come to a head, because Desmond finally it finally comes to Desmond, like he is like figured like you and then like I know you, and now it's all come together. You're the guy I was training, we ran, you hurt your ankle, wait, you were saving this girl, you said you were like messed her up. And then Jack's like, it doesn't matter, shut up, like I don't want to talk about this, and he's like, what happened to her, like what happened, did you save her, and he's like, it doesn't matter, I married her. And you just see, I mean, it's just all the emotion of Jack comes out. He starts crying, he's upset, and then it's just kind of this moment between him and Desmond where Jack is realizing like Michael said, this is too random that this man is here too. Yeah. And it was random that we met that night, and now it's even more random that he's here. It's kind of like that moment where he almost took a leap of faith with Sara. Like, you know what I mean? That was his moment. I think that's where it finally clicked in his head. Like, okay, I don't really love this, but I'll help. I'll semi help. I'm not into this, but I'm going to semi help. Desmond gives
one of my favorite Jack moments on this scene as well, when he's screaming at the top of his lungs. You don't even know what you're running from. Right. It's such peak frustration of this. Like, why are you running away? You don't even know why.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where Matthew Fox does such an amazing job to show how this breakdown of this man of science, because he's like, he's like, why are we fixing this computer? Like, what are we doing here? To the point of like, why are you running? This is stupid. To where then Desmond's like getting this picked up and like back in your head, like, yeah, we met that woman that you thought you hurt her, and all, like for finally him to realize, like, oh, that shouldn't have happened. She shouldn't have been walking. But not only did she walk, then we formed a relationship, then we married, then we have, all these things. So it's finally like when he starts screaming, you really feel that let out moment of him like, all right, I guess I have a little bit of faith in me somewhere. Didn't know it was there, but I guess I'll let it out for a minute. He obviously does give Jack the numbers, which very impressive by Jack here, because he's so full of like rage and emotion and just everything. And Desmond's just kind of like ranting it off, and Jack's like, I don't care, like whatever, it doesn't matter. For him to hear these, and because Desmond repeats it once and then is in the process of repeating it a second time, but Jack cuts him off. And the fact that Abel comes back and saves the day, which is our next moment here, because Saeed has got this computer up, and then Locke's like, oh, we gotta enter the numbers. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 32. Mind you, when he's entering all of these numbers in, Hurley's in a panic. Hurley's like, nope, wait, we shouldn't do this. Let's not do this. I don't know numbers. Like, we ain't doing this. Like, I tried to tell you this earlier. And then he says 32.
The numbers are bad.
Yeah, and then Hurley's like, Oh yeah, you're good. It's fine. I love that moment from Hurley that he's in a full-blown panic. And when Locke says 32, he's like, oh, you know what? Sure, go for it. Press the button, I don't care. To which then he's about to hit execute, and Jack comes back and says, nope, it's 42. He just told me. Jack didn't have to come back. Jack didn't have to, like, even tell him the right number. All these things that we, like I said, we finally saw this moment of this breakdown of I don't need to have all the answers all the time. I don't need to have this. But this line between, like, Michael brought it up earlier of this, like, why do you find it so easy? It's never been easy. Like, we know the stuff that Locke has been through in his life. Like, this just, like, it's one of the best 3 lines ever. Really, like, for anybody can resonate with that, whether you are an easier believer, it took a while because of everything you've been through to now just have to have the faith, or you're like Jack of like, I'm not going to believe this. Like, you feel all of those things in those 3 lines, which is amazing. But also, I love Saeed in this moment because this is where Locke and where Kevin's, I'm sure, going to have his moment of the whole manipulation tactic of like, no, Jack, you press the button. You press the button. We're on a time crunch here. Locke. But I do love Saeed in this moment that he goes, guys, like, can we just, like, this doesn't seem important right now. Can we fight about this later? Like, Saeed trying to be like the, like, you know, the mediator between the two, and Locke's not letting up. No, Jack, you're going to push the button. This cannot be a one-person job. You're going to push this button with me. We are in this together. We are, like, doing all of this.
I would break the computer again. Just like
Jack is not having it, but then Jack's like, you know what? Fine, screw it. Like, I don't want us to die. It's like that moment of all of us, like, I don't really want to push the button, but I don't want it to fall on me that I didn't push the button somehow. So I guess I'll press the button. So John, of course, says I'm gonna take the first shift and all these things, and we end the episode. So before we get to Kevin, just all of his moments of Locke, I'm gonna let Jake start off first, and then Michael, you can either decide to try and bring Locke to the forefront before Kevin destroys him, or pick up the pieces after after Kevin destroys him. But
I'm gonna run rings around him.
Let's start with Jake. Jake, first time seeing this. What were your thoughts about all this emotion in this final just 5? I mean, that's literally 5 minutes of the episode, guys. Like, there was a lot that happened.
The Desmond and Jack conversation is really good. Just like, because Jack literally talked to this man, and then somehow by some miracle Sara is able to walk again, and they can get married. Like, this is what happened, like, off the words of what Desmond had told him. And then now all of a sudden, like, he shows up now, and just like, you know, Jack doesn't fully believe at all what this guy is saying, but somehow, like, Desmond's words got this miracle to happen too. So I understand what he's thinking in that moment. And then Jack going back down, and then this conversation with Locke as well is really good. When it came to putting the numbers in, I did laugh when Hurley was like, yeah, that's fine, when Locke put 32 down. I'm like, all right, Hurley.
Like, such a complete, like, 180. It's like, oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah. So, couple things I expected to happen, even when Jack comes down and gives the last number. And Locke's trying to get him to press it. I'm half expecting either Hurley's gonna come in and, like, mess it all up and delete it, and or when Jack is gonna go over and put it in, that he's gonna erase all the numbers, like backspace instead of execute. So I was half expecting that to happen, and for Jack to press that off the backs of talking to Desmond and everything. Obviously, Locke is doing this because he sees that Jack is a little more manipulatable right now. So yeah, I'm on the side of John Locke is again manipulating. So the fuck John Locke train, I'm all aboard. So
Poor Michael.
Yeah, that's where I stand. Either one of Kevin or Michael. I mean, if Kevin wants to bash John Locke more, Michael wants to go on his rant first.
Michael's like, you go right ahead and let me pick up the pieces.
Listen, Michael,
I'll let all the wrong information come out first, and then I'll come in.
You can try to dispute everything that I say. It's not going to change my opinion because he sucks. So listen, here's like John Locke. Okay, let's go back. So the conversation with Desmond and Jack, right, is so the thing about being of science, right, a person of science. Science is about, evidence and like, okay, what did we see? How can I explain that? Like, let's see if we can try another answer, right? So like, he's reminded of this conversation where basically Desmond said, how do you know you didn't fix her? Like, how do you know that is already the case, right? So then it's just the question of, okay, like, I don't believe this, but how do I know it's not true, right? So like, it makes sense then to like, go back, okay, here's the correct number. Like, that all makes sense. But John fucking Locke, like, I have said all along, he looks for the people he can manipulate. He goes after the child. He goes after the drug addict. He goes after the pregnant woman. He goes after Shannon. He goes after poor, like, puppy dog Boone, right? Like, he goes after the people he thinks that he can manipulate. So now he finally thinks that he has Jack, right? Like, we're going to be buddies. We're going to be partners. It said it's a 2-person job and we're 2 people and we're going to live in this hatch and we're going to press this button together. And he's so fucking full of himself and excited. And I'm so, like, I was building a Lego set as I was watching this and I put it down and I was like, I can't stand this man. I can't stand him. Right? Like, so fucking annoying. And I mean, here's the difference between me and Jack, because like, obviously it's a TV show. They want the tension. So like they're making Jack stand there and make it. I'm just walking away. I gave you the number, bro. That's your problem. If you want to enter it so bad, you hit execute. If you think it's so important, you hit it. But you didn't think it was so important. You wanted to trap him there because you wanted to make him do it. Because if you were that worried that the world's going to end in 10 seconds, you would have hit it. So he's just manipulative. And I can't fucking stand him. All
right, Michael.
Yeah, I agree.
What? What?
No, I mean, I was ready for him to try, and I'm like, he's so ashamed of himself right now that he's agreeing. But I'm like, there was no reason.
I'm not actually agreeing.
Oh.
Fuck you all.
No.
Oh well, all right. All right, sweet.
I genuinely, I do think it is very manipulative. I think he is a very manipulative person. Like, even if it's subconscious, like that is very manipulative to at that point take advantage of Jack to try to like force him to do the thing. Like, if you think that's important, do it yourself. That's what later, bro. I fixed the number for you. Bye.
I don't think that Locke was manipulating Jack. I actually think it was a vulnerable moment from Locke. Maybe the first time we've seen that. And we saw when Jack leaves Locke there, Locke is very emotional. And you see, he says, I can't do this alone, I don't want to. And he has tears in his eyes. Like, he needs Jack. And he sees in Jack that he said to Jack, you believe in destiny, you just don't know you do yet. And Jack has been having this crisis.
That is not for him to decide.
Also, he's saying, join me on this. Let's put our differences aside and work together, and we can both do it together. I think this was Locke accepting that he needs Jack and hoping that Jack would come with him on that journey. I really don't think it was him like, I'm gonna manipulate Jack into this situation. I don't. I think based on the emotional episode that Locke has had, I don't think that's what he was doing in that situation.
It's once again, he has no ability to conceptualize that anyone thinks any differently. He just thinks that he is right about everything and everyone should do what he says.
He's right about this. Jack
does
believe
how do we have any evidence
isn't accepting it.
He is just so certain in his mind that he is right and everyone else needs to accept that he is right. That's what it is. And it's not about I want to extend this olive branch and I want it, like, we've had our difference. well, now we all know I was right. So you have to sit here with me and push the button. And I can't fucking stand it because he can't even conceptualize. He can't even accept that maybe Jack is right and maybe it's bullshit, right? Like maybe they should ask him questions. He can't even, he's just the island gods that tell him everything and cured his legs and showed him the vision. Now they've given him the hatch and they gave him the button. So now they have to push the button because they love John Locke and he's the chosen one. And now you have to do it with me because I'm the chosen one. So you have to be here with me because I chose you. Fuck off, John Locke.
They can ask questions later now that they're best buddies.
And there are
literally Jake and I could leave this podcast right now, come back in an hour, and you two would still be going at it.
I didn't realize John Locke and Jack entered the podcast.
Oh my god, this is
Very
literally
much so.
okay. If you guys got to this point and you didn't watch the episode, you just are watching the podcast. First of all, I don't know why you'd be doing that, but that moment was literally what happened in the episode. You don't even need to watch anymore.
Yeah, it's literally word for word doing John Locke.
I was just waiting for that.
Kevin,
It's never been easy.
Why do you find it so hard to believe, Kevin?
Why do you find it so easy?
It's never been easy.
There you go. End of episode.
Perfect.
You're good. There it is. It's over and done with. You'll never need to watch orientation ever again.
And scene.
End scene.
Listen,
wait,
why do you find it so easy? It's so
Hold on. I didn't have what I wanted, but we'll do that.
Yeah.
No, if I was thought about it fast enough, I would have made a lost title card and just
Oh yeah.
anyway. Yeah, I mean again, I think because I'm a 50-50 on a science and a faith person, I'm very much a 50-50. I do see where Michael's coming from 100%, but I do see where Kevin's coming from because it's he did come back. He didn't have to come back. He didn't have to come back and fix your mistake. This was him giving you your little ishness, right? But it's Locke has to take it the one step further. Well, no, you press the button. I'm not pressing the button. You press the button. And it's oh my god, somebody just press the damn button.
Press the goddamn execute button and get over it.
I think I'm Saeed in this moment. Son of a bitch, you guys, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna press the button. I'm hitting next to
right.
If I'm Saeed, I'm not listening.
Saeed, the numbers are typed in. Done. Bye.
Right.
You two fight out.
And literally, if I'm Saeed, I'm just reaching over going, screw you guys, this is stupid. I don't have time for you children. Let's move on. With that is the end of orientation. So I don't think we'll have any issue with saying who the least favorite character is, but let's get to all of our stuff.
All right. Least favorite character, least favorite Anthony Cooper. Bye-bye. Get him out of here. And then favorite. I'll go with Jack. I think Jack is definitely the most interesting character in this episode, kind of. I guess besides Locke, but they're the two, so I don't know, Jack's beliefs, you can totally see where he's at, and I feel like I lean more towards the Jack camp of things in this episode, so I'm gonna go with Jack.
Solid. Who's next?
Yeah, Anthony Cooper. I feel like we're very often on the same page with least favorite when it comes to shitty flashback characters. It tends to bring us together. Just the worst human being. Truly, truly awful. And my favorite character, no surprises, is John Locke. He is amazing. Amazing in this episode. Again, Terry O'Quinn steals every scene that he is in. Why do you find it so hard to believe? Why do you find it so easy? It's never been easy. It's one of my favorite scenes of the whole show. I love both Jack and Locke in this episode, and a lot more.
Yeah, I almost want to say my least favorite is still Susan from the last episode, but no.
Not there anymore. Go ahead.
No, it's obviously Anthony. He's just the absolute
I'm gonna hold it up
worst. The absolute worst. That is the darkness of humanity embodied. He is terrible. as mad as I am at John Locke for being so fucking annoying, like Anthony Cooper is the worst. I think favorite, I'm torn between Saeed for being Island MacGyver and Helen for doing the thing that I have wanted to do this entire series and just shake that man and like tell him to deal with his shit, right? Like go to therapy, figure this out. But she does it in like, I would do it because I'm annoyed by him. She does it because she loves him and she cares about him. She is motivated in the right ways. So
sexy time will motivate anybody.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with Helen.
Okay. Let me get my paper. My least favorite character is Shannon. No, I'm just kidding. It's Anthony, of course. But with that, my favorite character, no surprise here, is going to be Sawyer. But again, people need to think about this. This man was just shot. He was just like stranded on a raft. He's now been kicked in the face and thrown into a pit, and he's still trying, to get everybody help. And all the while, nobody else who is totally bodily able to do this, and he's shot, is trying to do anything. So Sawyer, love you. Even when you're like barely in an episode and you're hurt and you're pissed off, I still love you. Okay.
I would say it's a defendable choice this episode. There are some times that I'm like, ma'am.
No, there's never a choice where he's not obviously a character.
All right.
And also one more time for good measure.
Oh my God. He's just so bad.
All right, rankings.
All right. Michael, where do we have our top 10 right now?
Our top 10 is Exodus, Walkabout, Man of Science, Man of Faith, The Pilot Part 1 and 2, Do No Harm, Confidence Man, All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues, Deus Ex Machina, In Translation, and House of the Rising Sun. Who are House of the Rising Sun?
No, I can't do it.
How is that all the way? When did that get all the way down?
I know. I don't want to do it.
All right.
I think so many good episodes.
Yeah, I think I'm putting this above Man of Science, Man of Faith. Like, I think this is the best episode of the season so far. The different characters' ideologies, getting to see who these others are, and just like a lot of interesting stuff there. And kind of getting to learn more about what this Dharma initiative is, which I'm sure we'll learn more about later. Yeah, I got to put this above Man of Science, Man of Faith for me.
Where was Man of Science, Man of Faith? Like at 5 or 6?
Third.
Oh, it's third. Oh shit!
5 seconds.
Jake's coming out swinging. Oh my god!
Well, no, you're putting it at third, and you're bumping Man of Science.
Or third, yes, third, and putting it below, yes. Yep.
Yeah. No. I know. Wow. Okay.
God, I hate putting all the John Locke episodes so high. No, I might even.
Don't do it.
Would I put this above Walkabout? Maybe. I think just in terms of everything going on the island, like we get the flashback is amazing, right? Like we get 2 amazing, one horrible, one like lovely character in the flashbacks. We get more of John Locke's complicated story, which like I will give him the credit that it's an interesting story and he's a good actor, as much as I can't stand him. And we also get like so much. We get the hatch. We get Desmond and Jack's conversation. We get the pit and what's going on over there. Like, but that's still a mystery because what's going on with Ana Lucia? Like, we get so much, but we get so many questions at the same time that like I was absolutely glued to my TV the following Wednesday when this came on because are you kidding me? I need to know what happens next. So I might even put this above Walkabout. God, I hate ranking John Locke episodes so high. And Kate episodes are always so low. This is so wrong.
I think you're secretly a John Locke fan. I don't know what to tell you.
I can promise you I am not.
No, we've got all those episodes pretty near the top. Thanks, Kevin. I still, it's tricky with the pilot because pilot's so damn good. I agree that I think it's the best one of the season, so I have to put it at number 3 at a minimum. And it's very good. It is very good. I'm kind of like blown away how good this episode was. I think it's a sleeper episode that I didn't think about as being super high, but it's so jam-packed. I think I'll keep Walkabout number 2, and I'd slot it in at number 3, but I totally see the argument for it being above it.
Oh boy.
Kristin, tell us how you're not even going to put in the top 10.
I want to, just because, I mean, I can't stand the fact of House of the Rising Sun being
I know.
taken out. That's the only reason, because this is a very, very good, very, very good episode. So obviously, like, I know that we're more focusing on like full top 10, but I know that we had discussed like doing like the season's top 10s each time too. Obviously, this is going to probably stay top 3 for all of season 2. It's just such a jam-packed episode, like we mentioned. But as far as our full-on top 10, this is where I struggle. I don't think it's better than Walkabout, because I think what Walkabout has is just like, you were not prepared at all for that reveal, like at all. Oh God, I hate doing it. But it's probably gonna be where you guys are putting it at like 3, because there's so like you guys know how I've been ranking things. It's like, what information are you getting from flashbacks? What information are you getting from the island? We're getting enough from both. Plus, we're getting not only like, we're getting 2 subplots on the island now, like, and they're both carrying equal weight. And so, yeah, House of the Rising Sun.
There's 126 episodes.
I know.
We could keep track of the top 15.
Let's just change it to the top 126.
Should we just, for as long as we'll just keep House of the Rising Sun at the bottom of that list, and however far down that goes, that's how far we
Every time
try.
it like gets about to be bumped, we go, you know what? Top 20, top 25. Oh gosh, because I mean, when we're thinking about that, to like say that episode's getting bumped is saying a lot about Lost, because that episode is so good. So the fact that it's now been bumped out is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Even episodes near the bottom of the list, they're still really good.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, they're phenomenal.
The show is just that good. Yeah,
the show has some really good stuff. So, all right, well, I guess I'll let you guys get to your spoiler section. See between Kevin and Michael who throws the other's car keys over the gate first. So, but with that, we will see you all next time on the Tribe of Nerds.
Fuck John Locke. Doo doo.
Hello, everyone. We are here for the Tribe of Nerds after Jake, the spoiler section of Lost. If you've not seen Lost in its entirety, and we're talking the entire series, leave now, or you will regret. Bye-bye. Go.
Everything will be spoiled.
Too much. Just go. All right. If you haven't left by now, it's your own damn fault. All right, here we are. Sadly, we have lost our amazing Britt along the way. And I'm sure Kevin is so happy because now they can't argue anymore and he can just do all the like Effie John Locks. But
no,
Michael is all the way.
You're going to stand up for him. You're going to stand up for Michael. So
I am. I love him. I love Michael almost as much as I love Sawyer. So
no, I mean I will always give him the credit when he does, like, because he's not always wrong, but like why do you find it so easy? It's never been easy. Then why do you keep doing it? Like what?
You leave him alone. You just leave him alone.
It's so frustrating.
Our sweet Britt Michael obviously lives across that pond there, and so he needs to go to bed. So that is why he's not here. But I told him I would have his back. So good luck, Kevin. Don't come for me.
I mean, I'm just gonna come from John Locke.
I mean, that's fine. I will not hold him up as best as Michael does, but I'll give him a little bit. But we're here with spoilers for Orientation, which, I mean, like, we were all messaging in our like spoiler section chat this whole time. We're like, we're all such good liars. There's so much going on here, and Jake has no idea. First one we want to point out is like right off the bat, we get Helen. And Jake is all convinced, which I think, if I remember correctly, I was too. I was like, oh, this is the Helen from the beginning. But then I know where Michael was bringing that up, but I don't think in my head, like, obviously I've watched this a million times, and I've seen it, and like watching this back to back, we had a year. It was almost a year from Walkabout to this episode. And so I don't think I realized when he said, like, we've been talking for the last 4 months. Like, I know that that's where Michael was kind of like hinting at to Jake.
Oh, 4 months.
Right. But like, so obviously this is before he was bald and, you know what I mean? So
yes,
I don't think it clicked in my head that because we're thinking a year back. I'm just remembering the name, like, oh, Helen. Yes. Okay. Now we know who Helen is, you know? So I don't think I put 2 and 2 together until obviously when we find out all of that. But especially because we had like a year in between. Obviously, now that I've seen it, we know that that's not Helen. That's not the right Helen.
He's calling the phone, you know, call in, let me help you be less lonely for
yes, $9.99. Yes, that is a different Helen. Just so happens they did that to us.
Can I call you Helen?
Right. Right. It could have been that situation too.
Right. I assume that her name, she does not go by Helen most of the time.
Right. But I mean, this is just like we get introduced to Helen. They went through a lot. Like Locke put her through a lot. But also like this is a way spoiler. Like when she's like, they obviously have been good for a while. And then she's like, what was your dad's name? He died. Like, you already know that trauma. Like, maybe just like forget to tell them they died. Like, you just skip over that obituary. Like, so she kind of did it to herself, but we know that they do have a very intense breakup, all due to who? Anthony. So yeah, I mean, again, just what could have been a beautiful relationship, for Locke finally getting that moment is ruined again by Anthony. So, yeah, but not the Helen that Jake's thinking of. So that's what we're spoiling. It is not that Helen. Do you have anything you want to bring up on Helen?
No, she's one of the like recurring flashback characters who I like the most. And like I was saying during the rehab, like I think that's because she does the thing that I want to do, which is just shake Locke and just be like, you have to let some things go.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You can't just put blind faith in everyone, and you can't like chase down like the answer to one question at a time until it's a dead horse. Like you have to let some things go, bud. So like she is one of my favorite recurring characters. I remember being sad when they broke up, and like now I remember like, oh yeah, that's right, because he's on the phone with like a call girl. Like
I mean, also though, like I get why, because she was like, we were moving past, like, we're gonna obviously spoil more when we get further in with Helen, but you know, she was saying, we were getting past you, we had worked all this time to get past you and all these things, but it's your fault, you brought it up, like you knew that would instantly take him back. So like I get why she did. She wanted to like, okay, now we can really put it behind him, like he's dead, which that's when we'll get to spoiler, he's not, but anyway, so it's just one of those things that it's like you get to that point of, you know, she kind of brought all that on herself a little bit. So, but yeah.
I'm still gonna blame Locke when it happens, but it's fine. No, she just. I'm gonna blame him because I'm gonna take her side because I like her and I don't like him.
No, I love Kasigal too. Another big spoiler here. We know that we're going to find out in not so distant future here what happens when you don't push the button, and why aren't we pushing the button? Whose fault was that, Kevin?
What? I don't understand the question.
I'm sorry. Whose fault?
I'm sorry. I think a cat needs me. Yeah. I'll be right back.
See, the reason why he's running off is because Mr. Locke, who he's all about like doing this, it's like Locke is the one that kind of loses the faith here, and wants to kick them out, but it's funny because it's Desmond. He comes back, yay for Desmond, but they kick they kick out Mr. Echo, who we're going to talk about here in a second, because he has refused. He's lost that faith and decides that they're not going to push the button.
So this is also part of the reason why John Locke annoys me, like because it's just so obviously manipulated. Like if you think the button works, then press the button, and if you don't think the button works, like don't press it. But like don't
stop other people.
Don't stop other people, and like be prepared. Right, like I said, like listen, if you die right away, then it's not your problem anymore. Don't worry about it. But like, be prepared, like to hit that button, because if shit starts to hit the fan.
This is the point, though, that this is where I will love to see if Michael can actually defend Locke in this moment, because here's the thing: is this comes back straight.
I'd like to see him try
this moment specifically, where he's forcing Jack to push the button. Jack doesn't want to push the button, like he's forcing Jack to do it. So it's again Locke being a complete and utter douchebag. That like if you don't want to push it, fine, but Mr. Uncle wants to push it.
Well, and a complete and utter manipulated douchebag that like he's so right.
Like he brings up in that episode, like we're all hamsters in a damn wheel. Like it's not, that's fine. Let him be the hamster. Let him be the lab rat. Like let him push the button. It's not hurting you.
But also like he does it because he is now convinced by some other factor. He is convinced, and it's like
it's his decision. Yeah,
right. Like you just because you think something doesn't automatically make that thing 100% true all the time.
Right. I know. Which I'm sure we're gonna have another like battle royale of the.
I feel like this is gonna be a rough season for Michael to defend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it started off with Boone, and it just goes downhill. Like I said, like it was so funny. I was watching season 1. I'm like, I'll eventually get onto the train, and then we got to the point where I'm getting on the train, and now it's hard to get off the train.
Listen, this train is not stopping at any.
It doesn't stop.
There's no getting off this train.
There's not. There's definitely not.
Ride it off the rails.
Right. Now bringing up why we need this button. Also, did you catch my like actual like real big huge hint to Jake?
Which one?
With the button, I was like earlier when we were talking about like would you press the button or not? I was like, I don't want to be the one that was wrong, and like because that's what Locke says. Like I might have been wrong when all the shit's hitting the fan when it's about to. I was like, I'd have to throw in these random things. But we do know that the reason for this button is because of this electromagnetic, like it gets too much and we're gonna see this like implode and
you gotta release it.
You gotta like set it back down. Like it gets to like
which is probably the thing that's making all the pregnant women die. Also,
probably like I don't know. But what's hilarious about this moment is, and that Jake doesn't know yet, Jack is the one that actually causes the incident to occur during their time travel, which is a whole other thing we're going to get to in another season. But Jack is the reason why. So it's kind of funny that Locke makes Jack like fix the mistake, like in that first moment to like, because you caused it. Whoopsie.
Little whoopsie there for my Jackie Poo.
Oopsie daisy. Didn't mean to. Yeah, I mean, just... It's kind of like to think about it as a whole, like to come back around and like realize it's kind of like in those time travel, like don't touch anything because like you never know like what will disrupt the path, so it's kind of one of those things that just is really interesting too.
Yeah, I think it's also like I think sometimes people think that Jack becomes a man of faith, like he's the man of science, and then he becomes, and like I don't think that that's true. Like Jack has a lot of evidence that points to he should do this, right? Like, and there's only one way to test that hypothesis, and it's to do it. So, like, it's still the man of science to do it, I think. But just also, like, that's the thing. They talk about taking a leap of faith. Like, there is a point when you're investigating something that, like, okay, you got to try it. You got to test it. You got to try it, right? Like, and that's the leap of faith. But, like, everything up to that is based on evidence, is based on asking questions and finding out answers. Whereas with Locke, the leap of faith is just, I think this is real because I think so.
Your hatred towards Locke. It's valid. It's valid. All right. And then the last spoiler that we want to get to is, we're left, and I was doing this specifically. I was really toying with Jake. It was so great. I was like, we don't know. Like, maybe now she's working with the, like, so we have Jake now believing that Ana Lucia did survive the plane crash by herself out of nowhere. She's the only one. And then the others captured her, and now she's working for the others. The others, y'all, are the tailies. It's all the other tailies.
Okay, so there's So this group that we're about to, which they do, I forget when I don't watch this for a while, how good they introduce them in terms of like you just see the silhouettes, right? And they're like differently shaped, and they're like clearly in like tattered clothes, but you can't see their faces, right? Like you can't really see, like you can't see them. You just see like they're like horror movie images, like coming towards them. So well done. But this group of others is actually the tail section. Then there's the others who live in the barracks. And then there's the others who are like Richard Alpert. Like,
there's so many others.
There's so many others.
So many others. But I mean, specifically for this one, the one that we're all referring to are the barracks ones that we get because we don't get to the other until later. But they are the tail section, which again, like the way that Lost brings in the tail, like you're mentioning, first episode or second episode, we get like just silhouettes of like, oh my. Then we're now seeing that like big, huge dude that's very intimidating, is scary.
What's it? Adewale, Akunawe.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. Yeah, but but after they capture them, we see them all dragging nets. So you see a few more here. You see a woman in a skirt. Like, so you're starting to see a little bit more. But even this next episode, they're gonna pull out, they're gonna pull out Jen and Michael, leave Sawyer down there. Like, Anna Lucia, you're such a bitch, leave my man alone. But like we see that, you know, they're wanting to question them too. It's ironic because they're both survivors thinking it's the others because of an Ethan, and we all know that they're gonna have an Ethan too, which is Goodwin. And this is they can't trust anybody. So it's like
they also come to the same conclusion that there are people that are living on the island who are not to be trusted. And like,
yes, crazy. But yeah, so we don't actually.
It's just good thing Jack and Anna Lucia had that drink at the bar before the flight, so they knew they could trust each other.
Right, just that one drink. But also, I mean, coming up, my favorite episode. Michael should probably just not show up that day. He should probably just not show up that day. But it is coming up. Yay for me. Shannon's gonna die. Happy day. Yay, happy day. But even then, it's not until, because here's the thing, we're gonna get them there to the point where Anna Lucia, thank you, Anna Lucia, she'll be my favorite character of the episode. Favorite character of the episode, but she shoots Shannon, and then the next episode, we don't even get the aftermath. Then that's when they decide to go, oh, let's focus on all the other 48 days. So they really like Lost really toys with your emotion, but then they're like, now it's the time for you to learn about these people, and so we're going to get all of their stories in that episode. And then after that episode, then we get the aftermath.
And the end of that episode is the same moment, which is kind of like in these three episodes where you get like Jack going into the hatch, Locke in the hatch.
But then the very next episode after that, when they come back, they started off with like her, all those things. But oh, happy day for me. It's coming up. Yay. And like literally.
I know. Listen, I don't love Shannon. I don't think Shannon's the greatest character. I wish that she had been able to stick around a little bit longer.
I will say that when they kill her off, they do give her, that's her first and only flashback. And it leaves you where I would be like, if they gave me Shannon this from the beginning, I would have wanted more, but no, we get nothing. So, it's going to be interesting. I mean, cause it's literally we've got Everybody Hates Hugo is first, and then And Found, which is another Sun and Jin, and then I think it's that next one. So we're 3 episodes.
I was gonna say I think it's only 6 episodes. I think it's only the 6th episode. No, her character in the first season is so tied to Boone. I wish we got a little more time to see her on her own. But like, also the cast is huge. And like you can't responsibly tell all of their stories.
Well, and now you're introducing even more too. So
right, the cast is huge, and you're introducing a bunch of more characters. So like, and they still got to introduce all the others. So like, it makes sense. They have to cut. They have to make cuts, and like her character is an easy one to cut. It's fine, but I do kind of wish that she got a little more time to just like grow.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, seeing her flashback in that episode, like you're kind of like, damn, well now I kind of wanted more Shannon, and you just took her away. I mean, I will never go full on to say I want more Shannon, but I mean, it was more that like, okay, there could have been more story here, but poor Michael, he should probably just not show up for filming that day.
Maybe he can show. Maybe he doesn't have to watch it with us, and he can avoid like your cheering.
I mean, I'm going to be cheering during the podcast too, so he should really just not show up to work that day. Anyway, so with that, I don't have any other spoilers. Do you have any other spoilers?
No. I mean, we're on the island where things get magically cured. So Sawyer's bullet wound that he dug out himself is not going to get infected being in that pit, and he's not going to get gangrene and lose his arm, which would probably happen in the real world.
Are we watching the same show? He almost died because of the bullet wound.
Right, but like he's not going to die.
I mean, thank God. But like, I mean, which is why Shannon gets shot, because they have to get this poor man back because he's literally on death's door. So yes, it did not heal him as quickly as other people are being healed on this island.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
He didn't lose his arm.
He didn't. That beautiful bicep arm. Sexy man. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, coming up, I mean, like I said, I just kind of gave you guys a spoiler of what's to come here. We have another episode with Hurley. I believe this one with the Everybody Hates Hugo is when he actually wins the million, which will be kind of more backstory there. And then the other, also fun fact, just I'll use this when it is a fun fact, that all of the Jin and Sun episodes are the ... and then the to fit Lost, and then their other one was In Translation, Lost, and Found. So yeah, all of theirs kind of coincide with that. So it's really good. Another fun fact about Lost.
Yeah.
So with that, we're done with spoilers for Orientation. We'll see you guys next time on the Tribe of Nerds. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things.
Make sure you mark spoilers.
Yes, please. If it is a spoiler, Jake cannot help himself. Like, put spoiler and then like 5 million lines that he can't read anymore. Because he can't help himself. He can't help himself. So with that, we want to hear more. If you have questions or anything, again, tell us. Button or not? Are you pushing or you're not? Let us know. And with that,
I'm letting somebody else push the button. I'm not pushing the button, but somebody else can push it.
With that, we'll be back for next time for Everybody Hates Hugo. Bye.